for real this time.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, we brought this class by request. Actually, Jelena requested it because she was getting requests for like social media with like a compliance piece. Because each of the platforms are so different in how you can make things compliant. And so we have a little bit of social media tips as well, but it is mostly focused on the
Compliance.
Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna do like an overview of kind of the social media and the strategies, and then compliance for each platform is like immediately after each platform. And then we have some like kind of deeper rules like trademarks and copyright, that kind of stuff.
The really exciting stuff.
Yeah, we'll do that pretty quick. So, and then we do have a very cool solution coming for 2025 that we'll share that we're doing a profile with social media. So, of course, why do we need social media? Right, it's such a big part of our lives now. Most like adults in the US are spending 2.5 hours on social media daily. Isn't that crazy?
We have some wows in here.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. And then this actually, I wasn't sure, and so I did a little bit of research to figure out. I would have thought that people like just had their favorite social media, like they just kind of did one. At least that's what I do. Not true. I am not the norm. So most users are on 6 to 7 platforms across the board. Like on a daily basis, they are going through 6 or 7 platforms, like social media platforms. Shocking, right? And then these stats are, I think everyone has heard these multiple times, is like home buyers start their search online. They're looking online at pictures. I mean, even the stuff that we send them through the MLS, that's all online, right? So it is a huge part of real estate buying process. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So websites are a core element, right, to your real estate business. They don't have to be super elaborate just to have like a landing page for people. So I don't want anyone to get super overwhelmed with, oh gosh, I have to have like 14 pages and all these things, right? And KW offers a great solution that is at no cost. It's just part of your tech fees. And they've just upgraded that over the last year. And so there's lots of features in there that could actually be a future class that we do is on websites. And then if you're like, nope, I am not into that at all. We do website, we can get your website up and going. We just charge by the hour. It's super simple to get that going with us, and we can get a nice little website so you have somewhere to go.
You do that? Do you utilize the KW when that's out there already?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, newsletters. I love newsletters.
And then we can connect the two.
Yeah,
newsletters and websites.
Yes. So having a website then gives you the opportunity to have blogs, which then go on your newsletter, which you're going to learn as we go through all these platforms that everything is connected, right? And the end point is the website, right? Your website, not other people's website.
Direct people back to your website so they're seeing your face and not just linking them out to all these different places. So that all these other people are getting their clicks and their hits.
Yep. And the thing with newsletters, so like if you talk to anyone or watch any influencers on social media, like anyone's advice in that realm is get a newsletter and build an email list, right? Which again is all part of how Command works and can have this all connected, which is like just part of how KW supports you with all those things. So with newsletters, right, remember to link back to your social media. You put those like at the bottom. Usually any platform that you're using for newsletters, whether it's MailChimp or just in the command system, will have easy widgets, put those pieces in. And then you want to track, like that's the thing, right? Just like everything else we talk about in real estate is track what you're doing so that you can adjust to make the best changes. So I will say like the average open rate, if you are doing this now and you don't know, right? The average open rate for newsletters is 35%. The newsletters that we do at Profile are 60% open rates. And then the main thing is like, just decide what you are going to focus your business on. So this should be part of like doing your business planning and your GPS, is decide what your focus is and just stick with that. It's again, you don't have to make your newsletter super long, but put valuable information in there with calls to action and then like linking it back to things or buttons to call you or easy forms for them. You can do giveaways, events. It seems like an agent has their own idea. Like they either want to be like the teacher and teach about real estate. They want to be the social butterfly and know all the cool places to go, or they're really involved in their community and they're talking about community events. Or maybe that's home stuff like decor and recipes. Like there's so many different niches that you can go with, but like keep it consistent because then you're going to attract even the people that you're going to want to sell to, your ideal client.
Cool. Maybe, but how to do the blog, they teach that, or would that be a different class?
That we could do that with the website class, yeah. So blogs. So what I'll say about blogs is we have a really nice easy button now. It's called AI. But what I want to say about AI is, one, you want to be really specific with your command in AI, your prompt, I should say, your prompt in AI. And then once you get your article back, we never post direct, like we do use AI to start to generate content for websites and blogs, but then you have to read it. You don't just copy and paste. One, AI is not always right. We actually found that just recently. We did a Google search doing something for the class, and AI came back and said one thing, and I'm like, I know that's not true.
And it was like the Google, like now when you Google things, that first top section is AI's response is type of a thing.
That is not 100% accurate. And it has a little disclaimer and says that, but people should know, like I've definitely caught where I've done that and then looked at it and be like, but I know something different. And so then you actually have to go to the sources. So when you're using AI like Chat GPT or whatever to create a blog, read it and then edit it to make it your voice, right? So you could get really good at your prompts and it will start to generate in your voice, but you still want to read it and make sure that it's accurate information. Like AI is there to help make things go faster. It's not to replace a human.
Yeah. And anything that's like stats or factual or anything like that, like grab those resources, not difficult to go do that Google search, grab actual resources so that you can, back up what you're saying with the links and things like that of where you're getting it from, not just a robot.
Yeah, exactly. I love AI for making things efficient, but it does not, like I'll say it again, like it doesn't replace a human. Like you still need the human to check and read and make sure it makes sense.
My favorite proof of that is when you ask AI to do an image for you, and then it's like all like the words aren't actual words and things like that, like it's very obvious that it's not real. So if you need to see AI in a visual, just ask it to do an image for you and you'll get a quick peek at that.
Yeah. But AI would be great to use for your newsletter to come up with ideas for the year. Like if you're doing one a week, you could ask AI to come up with real estate topics, like 52 real estate topics to write a blog on. And then it would list out 52 of them, like subject lines. So like that is also an exceptional use for AI. Okay, Facebook strategies. All right, so create a professional page. So this is my suggestion on professional pages. So many times we have a professional page, and then you don't use it except to post real estate. And then your whole life is on your personal page. This is just my opinion, but this is how, if I was a real estate agent practicing real estate on a daily basis, this is how I would set it up. I would have my professional page, and I would post on that page like I'm posting on my personal page. As long as you're not doing things that don't make, like, that are really personal, but like going to your kid's soccer game or meeting clients for coffee, like those kind of things, right? And then your personal page, make it private, like only invite people to that page where you're talking about personal things. Like maybe you share a lot on your personal Facebook page about things that are happening in your household. And that should be for your family and friends, but you don't necessarily want that for your clients to see or prospective clients. But your personal page or your business page, if you want that to really grow and people be engaged in it, post on that like you would, it is your personal page, if that makes sense. So that's where the 80-20 rule comes in, right? 80% life, right? And then 20% business. So 80% should be how you're posting normally, whatever is happening throughout your day, like, oh, some coworker told me this funny joke or whatever you're doing. I don't know. No one does. And then 20% should be the just listed, just closed. I got this new listing. Yeah, I'm out showing, but even the life part could be like, hey, I'm out showing buyers today and it's below zero, right? Like those kind of things. Or maybe some funny memes or something like that. But if your business page is only just listed, just post, you are not going to get views. Like people are going to get bored with that. So that's my suggestion. The next piece is interaction is key. So you could post 20 times a day, but if you aren't actually interacting with people in a relationship way in social media, your stuff is not going to get seen as much. So what that means is commenting, liking stuff on your own page, but also on your friends and your followers' pages. So you should be looking, like time blocking, I don't know, an hour, I would think at most, and going through and finding your friends that you want to make sure are seeing your stuff, commenting, liking. There's also some other little tricks, like hearting a story ends up in somebody's inbox. The more times you show up in somebody's inbox, the more your stuff is going to be seen on their feed. So like doing, what is it, at highlight?
Yeah,
is that
and at followers.
and at followers, that shows up in people's inboxes. And when it I'm sure everyone has seen that. Like when it pops into your inbox, it says, Whitney, yeah, your notification.
Whitney mentioned you.
Yeah, Whitney mentioned you. Well, we live in a world of gratification, so
I'm like,
we are
why?
definitely clicking on
Why did that
thing.
person talk about me?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it's at everyone or at followers or
yeah. But then again, don't abuse it because they'll catch on to you.
Yeah.
But that's how you're going to get more interaction on your pages. And then hashtags. So hashtag tip for Facebook, 2 to 4 hashtags. Facebook is the least friendly with hashtags.
Yeah.
It makes the least amount of impact. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So I'm not saying don't do it on Facebook, but it's not as impactful as some of the other
Can still be fun and you can still click on it and it'll take you to, everything else with that hashtag, but that's definitely not used as much on Facebook as some of the other platforms.
Okay, wait, you can do this one.
Actually,
Put this together. Okay. So what we wanted to, I'm gonna start, sorry. So what we
I just
wanted to
grabbed
put
it.
together, I'm like, Whitney, take it, and then I talk. So what we wanted to put together was an example of a post and then all the elements make it compliant. And we are not brokers. We are not from the Commerce Department. This is our interpretation of the rules that we pulled from the state website. And so we are not the end all be all. Just so everyone, that's my disclaimer, right? But this is what and then of course, you always want to check with your broker, right? We have Kevin in here and check it and make sure that we're accurate. We did not do that, by the way. We did not have Kevin check our compliance sheet. But these are the things that we need to have done to make sure that that we're compliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were intentional to use this post because it has 4 pictures on it. And so we just wanted to point out that we did put the information on each individual picture, because if you were to take one and just, use it somewhere else, it already has all of the information on it that you need. Some of the things are not 100% required, but it's, suggested that you do it and things like that. So if you're going to do it on one, just have consistency across the board. Just put it on everything. Have all your logos in the same spot. Throw it on everything that you do so that you know that you're, above the bar. So the first one is your team name or logo. So either one. And so we can see here that we're using Exceptional Home Team. So that is gonna, I mean, there's an arrow, but. So we have the Exceptional Home Team's logo, and it says their name on their logo on every single image.
If you're an individual agent, then just having your name. And the point of that is so that someone could look up and see who the licensee is. Yeah, that's the whole point.
Instead of on the top there too, I'm sorry, where it says up at the top in the white bar where it says Exceptional Home Team with Keller Williams Realty. Some people also have a dash, but most people also have that.
Yes. So having it as the name of your page, right? So that way, if we do a quick post and we don't brand the photo, we are still compliant because the post itself has the team or agent name and brokerage.
Yeah. Or if there's not a photo, then your post is, but you're still talking about real estate or, just listed or whatever, and you don't have a photo yet. So that's on there.
So when you set up your Facebook, your page, you want to make sure you set it up with that in there.
Yeah, I would include my broker's name and the name of my page. For sure.
Everything just in your bio about you type section. Yep. Broker name always required. And we do have a cheat sheet. I gave it to the people in the room, but we can mail it out to the people that are we'll mail to everyone, but little cheat sheet, again, not like, notarized or whatever. But.
Yeah.
Broker name always required. So we do have the Keller Williams Lake Minnetonka on there. And then fair housing logo. Our understanding is as required every time you're advertising real estate. And so again, just throw it on everything, because why not? And it can also be looked at as discriminatory if you are picking and choosing what you're putting it on. So just put it on everything. And then whenever you use the word realtor, make sure that you're using the is it a logo or like the little,
trademark.
the trademark. Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're doing that to their compliance. So they have rules against how you can and cannot use that trademark. So we'll put that on there as well. And then like Kelly mentioned earlier, we're here, but across the board, brokers and all across different states and everything like that sometimes have some of their own requirements as well. So just make sure you know what's required for your broker and adding any of those extra things in.
Yep. Yeah, it's like some states require you to put like license and like your license number. It doesn't, not a requirement here in Minnesota, but you could see that on other places for sure. And I want to say one thing about the broker name. It has to be prominent over any other name. So you can't have your name or the team name like this big and then the broker name this big, right? So most of the stuff we do is equal. The nice thing about the brokerage here is the name is really big anyway. It's a lot of words. So it ends up being bigger.
That's fair.
Yeah, it ends up being bigger anyway. But you definitely don't want to have like your logo like this and then the broker logo itty bitty. That is not compliant, for sure. That is written in the statute that way.
Yeah, like, I love you, but.
Instagram, IG.
So I don't do, so this is where, Instagram. So just a little history if you don't know, like Instagram was designed for photographers and creatives and, really all about beautiful pictures and imagery, right? Yeah. So this is a great place to have a lot of visual, and it has its own challenges when it comes to words, link, character, like all of those types of things, because it wasn't designed that way.
For like, like on Facebook, you can put posts with all of your words and things like that. Yes. Instagram is not like that. That's not what it was made for.
Yeah, so Whitney had put some notes in here, like reels, doing walkthroughs of your properties. Again, these are small videos, so like 15 seconds. You don't have to worry about doing like 2 or 3 minutes of a video. Like that's a really long time, by the way, doing a video. Like if you're just in the house doing a reel, like they can be super short. You can even do this like during your listing appointment, right? They say yes, then just say, hey, do you mind if I just take a few minutes? I'm just kind of gonna walk around the house a little bit, maybe snap a few little videos and grab them right when you're there. Trying to buddy up your social media with what you already do, right? Adding a habit to a habit is the easiest way to keep going.
The perk to being able to, so Instagram and Facebook work really well with each other. So if you do that, you grab those little short videos, post it on Instagram as a reel, and you can link it to go to Facebook automatically. And then when people are watching that in your story, when they click on it, it'll say, view in Instagram or something like that, and it'll link them back to your Instagram. So now they're viewing you on 2 platforms from one video, and it just makes it super easy to be able to get that engagement in both places.
And Facebook loves stories. They like, you're doing stories, getting comments, likes on stories. That is like the creme de creme with Facebook.
Yeah,
they love
they're
it.
pushing it.
They're pushing it. Yeah, for sure. Did you have a question?
Mentioned you do websites, I think, and things. Do you do Instagram accounts? Do you help create that?
Yeah. We have social media packages. We can do a la carte things, for sure. Yeah. Yep. And then when it comes to hashtags on Instagram, Instagram is really friendly with hashtags. You want to do like 3 to 5 is kind of that sweet spot. And then, but you can have up to 30, literally 30 hashtags on Instagram, which is a lot.
Yeah. So our hack for that is if there's things that topics, subjects that you post a lot about, just get your hashtags together so that you can just copy and paste. Like, when I'm posting a new listing or whatever, when I copy and paste this group of hashtags, read them. Again, always make sure it makes sense. Like, don't put, hashtag Lake Minnetonka if your listing is in Edina type of a thing. So make sure it makes sense. And then number 4 there, we have put the link in the bio instead of putting them in captions and comments. So the thing with the challenge with Instagram is that you can't put links in your posts. I mean, you can put them, but you can't copy and paste. Like, people can't click on them. You can't copy and paste them. Like, they have to literally type out the link, unless that's changed in the last week, but I doubt it. So if there's something that you want people to click, like a link that you want people to go out to, put like link in bio on the post, and then make sure you have that there. And you can add multiple links to your bio. But obviously, like, you don't want to have 20 links in your bio, because then that's just confusing. Right? Can't do that many. But, linking them back to your website, or anything like that is a great way to do that. And then also if you have a personal Instagram, put your business Instagram page link in your personal profile. Does that make sense? Did I say that the right way? So that it's easy for people, if people are searching for you on Instagram and they come across your personal account, even if it's private, they can still see that top part and they can then click on your business one and then have your business one be public. So they know which one to follow.
Yeah, I put it like right at the top because it does only show so many characters and then you could put a whole bunch of stuff there, but then you have to click on it to expand it and people don't do that. We're lazy. Yeah. Instagram compliance, so similar to Facebook, but less flexibility. Facebook has most flexibility, put most information in. But same thing, we're putting things on the pictures here, checking with your broker. I don't know if fair housing. The other thing, like, make sure in your descriptions and your captions, I think we have this later, like, don't violate fair housing. I think do we have some examples?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some examples. Okay.
X. Does anyone else still find it really weird to say X and not Twitter?
Yeah,
I
I say
cannot.
Twitter.
Can't. So hard.
Yeah.
So X is great so X has a character limit. It's 200, I wrote it down. 280 characters, which I think is more from when like Twitter first started. But there's also, you can like purchase.
140.
I thought it was 142, yeah. But you can also like do like a premium account and then you can have a buttload of characters. So you can write a whole novel. But that's not typically what X is known for, what people use it for. So this is a great, like going back to AI, like AI is great for things like X because you can say like this many characters, like help me write a post about this in under 280 characters. And that is super helpful. And then there's like, character counter links and things online that you can go to just double check. But I do love AI for that because it's helpful to make sure that your post is short enough. So quick market updates are excellent. Anything that you want to be kind of an expert on.
So that's where I'm gonna say, like, when I think of X, like I go there for news,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what it's known for. So your post should be like that, like real estate news. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the most relevant then, and they're gonna be in that mindset of what they're looking at when you're on that platform.
Hashtags.
Yep. And I did do like put a little example up on the top there. So that's I didn't put any information there, but just a little example of what a 280 character X post could look like for a listing or anything like that. And then the hashtags are only limited because of the characters. It's not like they limit it, but you can only do so much when you don't have that many characters.
Okay, compliance.
Compliance.
Same rules here, just changing it up a bit because we have less characters. So using a link to get somebody to some information is allowed. And the same thing, putting the branding on the picture. So if you don't have a picture, then you're gonna need to use the link to get them to the information. And make sure that your name of your profile has the information.
Yeah, similar to Instagram, like make sure you just have all of that in your bio when they go to your page so that if you, anytime you're posting about real estate, you're compliant because it's right there.
TikTok.
I love TikTok.
Yeah, I know the least about
Yeah.
I think I'm old. Okay. So the only thing I ever do on TikTok is when people send me stuff or I see it on Facebook. So another thing, just like Instagram, people can share TikTok on Facebook. And so that's the other way where if most of your audience is on Facebook, you can still get them to your TikTok by posting those videos. They click on it, connect that way.
The great thing about TikTok is it makes it super easy to like play around and be creative and add things on. The platform itself is made to be able to, you know, add images into your videos and edit them and make them fancy looking without,
Just trying to quit that.
oh, thanks. I was gonna like shrink it and mute it, sorry. So TikTok, I mean, is made to be able to be creative and do videos and look like you know what you're doing without actually really knowing what you're doing. Just play around with it and things like that, or let us do it for you. But it is a really great way to, when you're out at those list showings, open houses, things like that, grab those videos, and then you can even cut them up and get multiple videos out of your one-stop type of a thing. But yeah, super easy to be able to, you can start a video, you can save it as a draft, come back to it, mess with it later. I don't know.
The most watched videos, I feel like come from someone taking a longer video and then sending it, if they're I'm gonna say the things. If they're talented enough, if they're talented enough to cut up the video themselves, awesome. I would say I don't know that a lot of people do have that talent. And so you can either send it out, or that's something that we do is like, you can send us a raw video that is a minute long, and we can make a lot of videos from a minute long. And it's just like a little blurb from here and a little blurb from here. And then like, you've seen the ones where they're like this, right? Like that's all from just some raw video, and you're literally taking like 10 seconds from it. So it's not like the whole thing has to be great. We just pull out little pieces of it. So when you're actually shooting the video, you don't have to be so overwhelmed or stressed about like the whole thing being perfect.
Yeah, I had something that popped into my brain for a hot second. That's cool. Yep. Sorry guys. It was so good, I swear. Hashtags are used,
3 to 5, like Instagram.
Yeah, on TikTok a lot, and it's a great way to find, you know, to connect with similar things. So I think that I feel like hashtags are used a lot on TikTok, and people actually use them.
Same with Instagram. Those are the top 2 places for hashtags.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh my.
I'm gonna randomly think of that thing, and I'm gonna be, mind is gonna be blown when it comes out of my mouth. TikTok compliance. So, same thing or similar things with, you know, needing all the requirements. TikTok makes it super easy to be able to like overlay images onto your videos. So that's great. So you can have everything right there. And then of course, link everything in your bio as well, so that, so you're compliant as far as being able to like see your broker and everything along those lines.
So similar to Instagram with your capabilities, the difference is TikTok videos, Instagram more stationary photos. Well,
Yes,
there's
you can
videos
do
on
videos, but
Instagram,
you
but
can definitely do longer videos on TikTok.
YouTube is highly used by influencers. That is probably the second thing that they would say. So newsletter, email list, and then YouTube.
And I feel like we did a class once on like communicating between generations, and I feel like that YouTube kind of goes like across generations. I feel like I grew up when YouTube was becoming really big, and I have a 10-year-old, and he's like obsessed with YouTube. And don't worry, we're having safe parenting with that. But like, it's across the board, like everyone uses YouTube for different things. So definitely, I mean, you know, have it in YouTube. Oh, TikTok. Nope, it's gone again. Shoot, sorry guys.
So like X is for news, YouTube is for how-tos, right? So if you want to teach something, that's where you're gonna put YouTube. Or you're gonna use it on your channel to hold your listing videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're gonna link those listing videos to other things like your newsletter, like your website, even posts, right? So two big things for YouTube are how-tos, which is you explaining something, and then like listing videos, those kind of things, because that's an easy place to upload and share across all sorts of platforms. And a lot, I won't say all, but a lot of the newsletters have a YouTube widget, which is easy to plug in video. Same with email marketing, stuff like that, just in your.
And if this doesn't, like, if these types of things don't come like naturally to you or you don't enjoy them, like especially with TikTok and all of the things that you can do to make your videos pretty and whatnot, I mean, honestly, like hire it out. And obviously we do that for you, but don't like if it's not something you enjoy, don't force yourself to do it because then you're not going to stay consistent with it. Don't put 2 videos on YouTube and be like, I hate this. It's not worth my time because I don't enjoy it. You guys, if you have other things that are, making you money and that you actually enjoy, don't feel like you need to just like, I don't know, grunt through the stuff that you don't like. Like, that's why it's good to have a network around you to be able to support you and stuff so you can get a variety of things without feeling like you need to do it all.
Yeah, we're just going through each one of the platforms, so whichever feels like it's your space, you know the tricks and tips for that and how to stay compliant. YouTube compliance. So we kind of feel like a broken record, but I do like the visuals of how you can do that. Here's another thing about YouTube, which I love when I go to YouTube. If you are into these videos, making a table of content in your video, oh my gosh, that was the best thing they ever did.
I agree.
So maybe we should add that to the website class. Maybe we could put that in there, how to do that. So if you've ever gone to a YouTube video and it's an hour long, right? You can make a table of contents, which then breaks up the sections. So right below there, like you literally click on it and then it goes to that little section and you watch that section, which is fantastic. And you don't have to watch an hour-long video if you want 15 minutes of content in there.
And then in your like summary under the video, you can add links and everything right in there too. So you can always link back to your website. If you reference something on one of your a different social media page, like you can add links and everything under each video and then also have information in your profile, or I'm not sure what YouTube calls it, but your file.
Yep. And I think the other thing is always ask for subscribers in your video.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
My 6-year-old says it all the time. She'll record a video of herself doing yoga and she'll be like, thanks guys, like and subscribe.
Yeah. Ask for the business, right? That's what we learned.
Yep.
Okay, flyers, postcards, same thing. Sometimes you might pull a template from Canva or something, and then you're like a little bit lost on make sure that you have it in there. So we thought this was helpful. And then we do have a lot of agents that do postcards, so pull that too. So a lot of the same pieces here, realtor logos, fair housing. Big thing is broker name. I will say if you are doing anything with a lender and you're getting any sort of terms from a lender, make sure that they send that through their compliance department. They have a whole slew of other compliance pieces that we don't know about. And they typically need like a small little paragraph that explains the term of whatever you're saying. And so if you decide to ever co-brand anything with a lender and you're giving any sort of payment or down payment or interest rate, any of that, I wouldn't take the liability. I would send that to the lender's compliance department. They all have one. At least I think they do.
And
They
a
should.
legitimate one.
Yeah, they should. They usually have they have a marketing department that will look at it and check it for compliance and give approval. So we do have postcards that go out that are co-branded with a lender, and that's exactly what we do. As soon as we have it created, we send it over and they check it because they have to have certain things on there.
And the flyers are, a lot of times when we're asked to help with flyers, it's for like open houses and things like that. And if it's multiple pages, I think our typical go-to is just put it on the front, I think we usually just put it on the front, but front, back, things like that. But if it's something that you're gonna print out that's multiple pages that aren't like one, like a folded brochure, I would-
Together.
I would throw that on every single one, every single individual page.
Yep. Hashtags. We talked a little bit about this on each of the platforms, and these are just some suggestions on how to decide what to pick. So community, event, the location, definitely industry specific, like literally real estate, right? Property type, townhouse, condo, acreage, for all different hashtags that would be good. Farm, hobby farm, that would be a good one. Lifestyle, maybe it's like city living. Yep. Something like that. Trending popular. I don't know.
So that, it would be, like realtor talk, I think is like a common one on like TikTok, realtor talk. So like hashtag realtor talk.
Mhm.
And then you can put that in there, and then anyone that clicks on that, you're gonna show up. The FYP for you page is obviously like very, very popular, but also like you're just gonna get buried. So still make it specific enough to like what you're posting about. But yeah, take a click around and see what people are using, and if you see something that's showing up in multiple, click on one and it'll tell you how many posts are under that hashtag.
Yeah, like realtor mom or something.
Yeah.
And then branding, of course, like your name, your team's name, Keller Williams, they're all hashtags. This is a great one to also pop into AI.
Just a little overview of,
So photos, don't steal photos. Don't steal them from the MLS. Don't steal them from other websites. Most everything is copyrighted. You'll get a letter. Like there are companies out there that just search the website. They don't even own the photo. They're just law offices that search around and watch people stealing photos and send you a letter and tell you that you have to pay the copyright fee for unauthorized use of the photo. Don't steal photos, get permission. That's it.
yeah,
And then
photos.
and then obviously nothing discriminatory, or don't put people in your photos in MLS.
Here's like a really,
Oh, yeah.
so Article 12 standards of practice has a lot more words than this, and believe it or not, even though this is a lot of words, this is like a very, very short summary. So just to touch on the things that it covers accurate representations, identification of status, disclosure of ownership, prohibiting misleading conduct, internet, social media, using other people's listings, misleading domain names. So like your website URL, email addresses that could be looked at as deceiving, and then clear communication. So it's just a very brief summary overview of all those types of things to be aware of.
But if you want to read it, it's all of Article 12. There's like 0.1 through 18, I think, or something, 16
Yeah.
in the teens. Of all of these rules. Basically, if you feel like it's wrong, it's probably wrong. Yes, use your internal judgment.
If you have to question whether or not you should do it, don't do it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Fair housing, you guys get a lot of information on fair housing, with CE and whatnot. But these are some like real life examples, like perfect for singles, ideal for empty nesters. Those are not allowed. You know. Near churches, not allowed. Ideal for bachelors. The only time that this is allowed is if it's a 55 and over community, you are allowed to say it's a senior community. That's it. That's the only exception. Otherwise, don't talk about people's ages. The other one that is like a short walk to the beach. Like, some people can't walk. So you should just say, like, short distance beach.
Beaches nearby.
Okay. Trademarks and copyrights, we talked about this a little bit. Same thing, don't steal stuff, right? And if it's something that needs a trademark, put it in there. All those characters are in all of the platform. Like if you use Canva, you can find all the trademarks in Canva. If you're using even like Google Docs and stuff, I think you can pull up the characters. Probably. So you're like, you can find that stuff, or just literally Google the trademark and grab the image, and then you can pop it into whatever. You can add images in almost any email, whatever. But that's it. Like that's what this is about. Just a reminder that our marketing is on the internet and it counts, and other people are looking at it. Okay. Oh, this is just so this is the list that we got from the Commerce Department of what makes the compliance piece. So this is what we put into all of the pieces for compliance. Oh, tracking and improving. So as you start to use social media and start posting and doing these things over the newsletter, track it. See what happens. Are you posting and no one's looking at it? Then start to make changes. See if it's your content. Are you not engaging enough with other people's pages? You might have to reach out. You might have to call your friends and say, hey, will you click on some of my stuff so get some engagement? That might be a thing. So review, make changes as you need, adjust your strategy so you get the results that you want. It takes a while. You can go on places like Fiverr and Upwork or something like that. And you can like buy followers and likes and stuff like that for not very much money. But a lot of those are overseas. So just be careful when you're doing stuff like that. So you will get them, like they have great reviews, but not all the followers that you're going to get are in the US. So if your business is here in the US, you probably want your followers US, not across the country. I'm not saying it won't help, because you will get noticed because you're going to have so many, like you're gonna have that big number. But if somebody is really looking at you and using that as a resume, and they click on any of your friends and followers, they're gonna see that they're not here.
Tracking and improving with newsletters, a great report that you can pull is how many bounces? Bounce rate, yeah. And so you can see like if your database is updated or if they're just not going anywhere, and then you can add into your newsletter and like, hey, I'm updating my database, like, be creative about it, of course, but we've done that for agents. Just want to make sure, once a year, making sure everything's accurate. Would you fill this out for me? And you have pretty good success with that. Like people will do it, and then you're getting that click on your newsletter as well, with the form on your website for them to fill out, and it'll take them back there. Make it easy so that they actually do it. But yeah, I mean, that's a really simple way to make sure that your database is updated, and making sure that your newsletters are actually going to people and not just coming back.
And it's okay to reuse the content. So like if you are like that blog that you did, that can be a post. You can have a video about your blog with a link to the blog. You can put it in your newsletter. Like, you can use that one piece of information and use it multiple times to have multiple exposure on different platforms. Yeah. All right, so this is our 2025 fund. So a lot of people don't like video, like taking a video of themselves, right? And then they get nervous or they just don't have time. They don't think about it. They feel weird. They would feel weird in in front of a house, holding it up, whatever. We are going to be launching a way to use AI where you can do one video. Well, actually, you'll end up doing two. So 1 5-minute video, and we can use that in forever and have you say whatever you want. So you do a video for 5 minutes, it records it, it tracks all of your mannerisms, your speech pattern, and then we can come up with together a script for the year and topics and change the backgrounds even and have video forever. And you would only have, unless you start to do your hair different or whatever, but you would only have to do one time 5 minutes. And you can have face-to-face video content on your sites.
AI is cool.
You have samples of that, like, so you can kind of see how, because sometimes it changes the way you look.
Yeah. Yep, we're gonna get it all put together, so we'll be launching it in 2025.
We've been working on it. We've been playing with it.
Yeah, because we wanted to try it out. We weren't sure if it'd be real awkward. But it's good
Right.
because it uses your voice. So a lot of times, like with the AI, like it has a voiceover or whatever, and then it sounds like doesn't sound like a human, or it sounds like a robot, whatever. But yeah, it's come a long way. And it'll continue to improve too. That's the thing, it does learn. Well, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
That was awesome.
Any questions?
Is it a lot? Are you exhausted?
It is a lot.
It is a lot. You should have seen how this started.